Bishops might come off. Rook c3 is possible. Wow, what is this? Bishop f7 check, king takes. So this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. How do you checkmate Magnus Carlsen in 30 seconds against his Sicilian Dragon? Part 2 will be the live recording of the game with my commentary, but part 1 is the opening theory to this game. Timestamps are below for you to skip forward. Magnus Carlsen takes on top US Grandmaster Daniel Naroditsky in a bullet game on lichess. Both sides have 1 minute on the clock. I will be making suggestions so then you can use them in your own games. If it is your first time here, hello, my name is William. Let's begin. Part 1 is the opening theory. Daniel Naroditsky has white, Magnus Carlsen has black. We're going to look at the opening theory to the Sicilian Dragon. e4, c5, knight c3, g6, knight f3, bishop g7. Carlsen fianchettos his bishop, d4, open Sicilian, take, knight c6, challenging the knight early on in the center. You can move the knight away to b3. A normal way to play this is to defend your knight with bishop e3. Notice, white has 2 pieces, bishop and queen defending the knight, black has 2 attacking it. So this knight is perfectly safe. Knight f6 played, attacking the pawn. You can defend it with f3. You don't need to at the moment, there's a knight defending it. Bishop out to c4, and castle. So these are the moves in the dragon. Knight, knight, bishop, castle. Later you're going to push this pawn, maybe push this one. We will see very soon. Bishop b3. This is a useful move white can normally play. Just to stop any funny business with the queen coming out to attack the b2 pawn. Also very useful for white to just make sure his bishop goes there, so then it's defended by a couple of pawns. Another option, white can play castle, d6, h3, bishop d7. And we got a few plans for either side. If you get this position with white, you might want to try this. The queen could go to e2 or to d2, defending either bishop. Probably best to go to d2. Queen and bishop line up very well. This bishop is just going to tuck back. White has a pawn in center. You might want to get another pawn with f4. You might also want to play a3 or a4 yourself, just to stop black getting his pawns forward. If you get this position with black, bishop d7, a few ideas. Knight normally goes to e5 to attack the bishop on c4. Now it can go there 2 ways. It can actually go to a5 and then to c4. Another option, get your rooks in the middle. Maybe rook c8. Rook e8 is possible as well. Where can this queen go? Maybe out to c7 or even out to a5. Where can this pawn go? Maybe a6, b5 just to get space in the center. Those are a few suggestions. Bishop back to b3, rook e8. Carlsen plays this rook move. The idea is so then he can retreat the bishop to h8 to keep more pieces on the board. If you get this kind of position, why not go for this attempt? Rook e8, the bishop can hide. Because in this kind of position, white might play this queen here, bishop, and then try to play bishop h6 to try and swap this bishop off. So Carlsen is just thinking many moves ahead. Give yourself a chance to tuck this bishop back. After castle, rook e8, castle, d6. The point of this is so then knight g4 can be played. Now the bishop defends the square. That's why white can play h3 or even f3. Both are good. Maybe you play h3 to give yourself this option in the future. This pawn guards this square. So then you might play f3 or f4 later. If you get this position with white, you might want to try this. f4. And then just like before. Queen, up, defend the bishop. Bishop comes here. Later, maybe the rooks come in the middle. Rook e1, rook d1. And then one more suggestion. Maybe this bishop you want to keep. So you might want to play a3, a4 so then the bishop can tuck back. If you get this position with black, well, very similar to what we saw before. Bishop out to d7. You can't come to e6 because you got 2 on it. So this bishop in the dragon, it tends to normally go to d7. After this, you might want to get space with a6, b5. Getting space on the queen side. Just like before, get the queen out to c7. Maybe even to a5 as well. d6 played, h3. Knight a5. This was a plan mentioned before. When this knight moves, it's got two options. It can even come to e5 to c4 later. The reason Carlsen didn't put the knight here on e5 is now he can play f4, just attacking the knight. That's why Daniel, he played h3, because he wants to move his f-pawn 2 squares, getting space in the center, which was mentioned before. Knight a5 played, attacking the bishop. Chances are you're going to take it because that bishop is very strong. f4 is a good move here, controlling all these central squares. e4, c5, Sicilian, knight c3, g6, knight f3, bishop g7, take. We have a dragon. Yes, transpose, rook e8. Ooh, rook e8, knight a5. Wow, b6, bishop b7. Okay, with knight e4 coming, rook c8. Bishops might come off. Rook c3 is possible. Wow, what is this? Bishop f7 check, king takes. I'm confused. Very confused. I have no idea what happened there. Rook e1 played by Daniel. b6. This is the other option. How to put this bishop on a more active post, not on d7 but to b7. And from this square, Carlsen is putting pressure on the central pawn. Queen d2. Typical way to get the queen and bishop connected. Bishop b7 attacking the center pawn. Bishop h6. Offering a trade, and now we see the point of rook e1, defending the center along with the knight. Rook to c8. Carlsen blunders. He should have played bishop h8, which was the whole point of moving the rook here. Keeping the bishop on. Retreat the bishop back to h8. Keep lots of pieces on, and then you can follow it up. Rooks belong on half open file, rook to c8, and even knight to c4 if you don't want to take it. Maybe queen to d7 or queen to c7. Maybe you play a6 and then slowly get space on that side of the board. Rook c8 played. The absolutely brilliant move is bishop takes f7 check. King takes, bishop takes g7. And you cannot take the bishop because knight e6 check will win the queen. What a beautiful move. If there was a rook there, this would not have been possible. Because if the rook was here, after bishop f7 check, you can take with the rook. The king is perfectly safe on this square. Bishop takes f7 check, king takes, bishop takes g7, knight c4 attacking the queen. The queen now comes into h6 protecting the bishop. You know something's gone wrong if you've got this near your own king. King back to g8 to defend. One way to play was e5 attacking the knight, but then knight f3 and it's going to come to g5, which we will see in the game anyway. Another move was maybe queen d7 to guard that square, but then bishop takes f6. This is the problem. You get rid of the defender to the pawn, and then knight d5 check. If you take, lots of options for white. Rook coming in here, queen taking that pawn. Queen h6, king g8, Carlsen goes back, so then he defends the h7 pawn. Knight e6 attacking the queen, queen d7. Bishops might come off, rook c3 is possible. Wow, what is this? Bishop f7 check, king takes. I'm confused. Very confused. I have no idea what happened there. Knight e6, queen d7. Bishop f6, but then take, and then the queen defends that square. So this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Knight b2. Now rook attacks knight. Can't take because take. Okay. Bishop takes is there. This is crazy. Rook e6, knight e5. This is crazy. Rook f6. And he takes because queen h7 is mate. Incredible. Incredible. Knight g5. And this is the problem. Maybe at the moment he's holding. Because if bishop takes, you take with the pawn, and this queen actually defends this pawn. We're going to see that very soon. Knight takes b2, so if take, and there's defense along the second rank. This is what Carlsen was counting on. Knight d5. Knight takes b2. Once you grab that pawn, this knight is now undefended. Knight d5, right in. You can't take with the knight because queen h7 is mate. So you've got to take with the bishop. Take. This square belongs to white. Pawn, rook, knight, all in charge of the e6 square. Knight c4, the knight has to come back in the game. If the knight has free moves, it's going to come to e5, to f7, to kick the queen away. But Daniel now crashes through in style yet again. He needs to find a way to remove this defender. Rook e6, game over. Knight e5, knight f7 coming soon, but no. Remember, you can't take with the bishop because after take, this queen defends it. This queen defends that pawn. That's why Daniel threw his rook into e6. Rook takes f6. Carlsen resigned. A crushing victory in a bullet game by Naroditsky. Because after you take, queen h7 is mate. Every square covered by queen, bishop, knight. Here is YouTube's best recommendation for you. But if you don't like that one, here is my suggestion. Carlsen wins in 17 seconds, but chessbrahs win in style.